Hello everybody and welcome to Homestead for a Living. I've been hard at work on these rabbit cages for the past couple of days, and in fact that's why I'm making a video right now, is because I really need a break and I'm tired of working on rabbit hutches. So let's talk about them because this is really important. This is the center and the foundation of our food supply and of the launch of our commercial operations here. The reason is, being a permaculture farm, we're not using any kind of chemical inputs or fertilizers. The only fertilizer we use is mulches and composts and manures, and I have to generate a massive amount of compost. And that's very difficult to do because you have to obtain organic matter from somewhere, both your carbon and your nitrogen, and I don't really want to spend all day out driving around trying to track down inputs and pick up food scrap necessarily. I may over time develop some relationships with restaurants or something like that so that I can efficiently gather inputs like old food scraps and things like that to make compost with. But right now I just don't have those connections and I don't really have the time to do it. So we need to build a kind of a self-contained system that produces the organic matter we need efficiently and affordably, and it has to really kind of be free in a way, because otherwise we're not farming, we're just putting money out, fiat out, and getting fiat back. So rabbit manure is very special because rabbit manure does not need to be aged. It can be used immediately on the garden, and since it's already planting time, it's practically spring here, it's already beautiful and warm out, so I can't even wait for compost to be done. I need manure on the ground right away, and I need piles that I can make using the 18-day method just as quickly as possible. So rabbits are kind of the magic animal for that. And in addition to that, they can subsist almost entirely off of hay, and I have a great local organic hay supplier, so they're just a really good fit. So basically what our idea is we want to raise rabbits commercially, just as breeding stock. Not a tremendous amount of them, but enough that will produce us a lot of manure, but also the sales of them will pay for their own inputs. And so we're going to have one in each of these little sections of cage. So we'll have 3 in this, 3 in that. We'll have 2 males and 4 females. And they are going to be, as much as possible, they're going to be having litters with them. So at any given time, we'll probably have 5, 10, between probably around a dozen rabbits at any given time. And so this system will only produce about $2,000 in revenue from breeding stock sales per year. Not a lot amount of money, but basically enough to cover the feed inputs. But it's also going to produce 2,000 pounds roughly of really good manure, never mind urine. So that's the real gold there, is not the actual rabbits. The rabbits are just kind of funding themselves. And then what's going to come down through this wire will be the black gold that's at the center of our farm. And we'll be mixing that with carbon from around this property, leaves and sticks and things like that. So that'll provide the nitrogen, the trees will provide our carbon, and we will be able to generate massive amounts of compost using that. Because the rabbit manure it's very hot and will act quickly to really start those piles. Now we have other sources. We have chickens as well, and they're producing a lot of manure. We do produce some food scraps, and we are going to obtain any kind of organic matter that we can as fast as we can. But this is reliable. We know we're going to have 2,000 pounds every year of really good, instantly usable manure coming out of these rabbits. And these hutches can actually even be dragged around and just set over areas where we want the droppings to fall through and fertilize the ground underneath them. So this is a really good way. If you're trying to think about a small, compact, efficient system, rabbits are a great way to get started. But whatever animal systems you bring on, the manure and compost generation should be central to your infrastructure and how you're designing systems. How do you feed them efficiently and then turn that feed into manure, and then turn that manure into vegetables and grains and fruit trees and nut trees and all of those good things. So just a way to start really thinking about building a whole systems kind of thinking onto your homestead and onto your farm. I'll keep everyone posted as we do this, and we'll see how it all works out. In the meantime, y'all stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.